Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're continuing on with the March 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire. This is stage 3 in the booklet, the tank trap stage called 3-leaf Clovers, another 12-round stage. So if you only have 10-round mags, think about where you might want to do a mag change during this stage. Stage description is as follows. On the start signal, engage the targets with a one-shot each in the following order. Position 1, near to far. Position 2, far to near. Position 3, near to far. Position 4, far to near. Available positions are each tank trap tip and the center. I'll put the target sizes down here. When it comes to a tank trap stage where you have to use the tips in the center, there's really two schools of thought. One is use the tips first, and the way the tank trap is currently, the orientation of the tank trap currently, I'd probably go 1, 2, 3, and easy slide transition for the last position. Because if I'm trying to get to the center from that tip, let's see that's my third position, and my fourth position is the center. I'm gonna have to go all the way back around to get into the center here. So that's one school of thought, is kind of wind up after you're done the tips on the tip that kind of easily slides into the center position. The other school of thought is start on the center, because it's usually more stable, you're lower to the ground, and if you have a windy day, maybe that's your best chance of getting a good wind call if you miss the first shot, or if you make an impact, you know your wind call was good, and then try and run the rest of the stage. So, two schools of thought. I'm probably gonna start on the tips, finish on the center. That's just kind of what I'm used to. And then the other question becomes, do you hold over or do you dial? Now what's interesting about this is that we start near to far and then far to near. So if you're dialing up each time, and you dial to that far target, the next time you engage from a different position, it's gonna be the far target, so you're already dialed. The problem is it's a 12-round stage, and there is quite a bit of movement. So I'd probably advocate for holdovers here. Unless it's a really windy day and you really want that target on your crosshairs. You might have to adjust parallax from 62 to 98 yards, but remember, the lower your magnification, 1, the easier it is to acquire targets, and 2, the greater your depth of field. So you might have to mess with parallax too much if you're on around 12 or 15 power. That being said, I'm probably gonna use holdovers. So my dope for this stage is like 0.3, 0.8, and 1.7-ish. So I'll dial for the first near target, so that'd be 0.3, and then my holdovers, which I'll have written on my dope card, are gonna be 0.5 mil and 1.4 mils for the middle and far target respectively. As far as gear goes, obviously some sort of wedge shape kind of bag is always beneficial for tank trap tips. And then I actually like to bring a second bag. So at the beginning of the stage, I'll put this here to kind of fill in that space, because if you're in here and you're right-handed, and this is in this orientation, it's sometimes hard to manipulate the bolt. So I like to put a bag here at the beginning of the stage so I can rest it on here. It gives me a little bit more purchase, gives me a little bit more height in order to be able to manipulate the rifle accordingly. Depends on how tall your legs are, but you can bring pump pillows for rear support and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I'll probably bring some sort of pump pillow for the back, but now we might just be overcomplicating the stage. I have started using the Armageddon Gear Schmedium on the Area 419 plate, and I really like this combo. It's super stable. Rifle is basically balanced perfectly with this giant thing that I borrowed from your mom. But yeah, so I'm really liking this combination, and that's probably what I'm gonna go with. But I will also use that bag there, because that will give me a little bit more room to manipulate in here. Otherwise, if I didn't have that bag there, I'd probably be somewhere in there, and it's really hard to get my hand in here to manipulate the bolt easily. So with that being said, let's turn on the trigger cam and see what this might look like in an actual match scenario. Sync audio. All right, all gear in hand, here we go. Timer goes off, drop that there. Walk down there. Find the target, there it is. Near first. Holding over 0.5 for the middle target. Holding over 1.4 for the far target. Bolt back to move. Find this tip, keep your gun pointed downrange. Wide stance, locked legs, far to near this time. Holding 1.4. 25. Straight up. Pull back to move. Oh, can't see the targets from here. How about that? There we go. So near to far again. Straight up. 25. Oh, I hit the wrong target. They're paper and I still hit the wrong target. Unbelievable. All right. Last string, far to near. 20 seconds left. Uh-oh. 1.4. 0.5. Straight up. All right. So, a little bit of snafu having to move the tripod there so I could see the targets. But that being said, relatively straightforward stage. I like to go tips and then center. If it's a windy day, maybe start in the center, get stable, make a really good wind call. For me, just a standing position, legs spread far enough apart so that they're locked out, for me is super stable. And other than that, I think holdovers is probably key here. I ran out of time. Of course, I had to like move the the tank trap. I had to move it to see the targets I had posted up. But that being said, it's going to be a little bit of a doozy to dial. Almost ran out of time there, and apparently I shot the wrong target. So even on paper, you can make mental mistakes. But that being said, relatively straightforward. I like to go tips, ending on the one that slides into the position. I think it makes the movement more economical, more efficient. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. While you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel for more content. Until I see you next time, as always, score more points.